Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So in our bit of creativity, we're going to be making wonderful swords, or you can call them girbans. And so we're going to be needing these equipment. So let's just go over them, shall we? So we need cardboard. And what is the cardboard for?
It's for the base of the girban.
Yes, it's for the base of the girban. And we need these essential items like a ruler,
a glue stick,
a pencil,
a rubber,
another. If you want a smaller ruler, you can use a smaller ruler, and some sellotape and scissors. And for the decoration, well, we're going to be using tissue paper and some aluminium foil, which is, well, that's a surprise till later for what we're going to do to the aluminium foil. If you want to, you can be using paints as well. But we're not going to be using paints. We're going to be using things that we can stick on to our girban. So first of all, let's trace our girban, should we? So we made these earlier on. So we're going to use these as our template. So first, you can just go over. It's a bit messy, but it doesn't really matter, does it? No. Because it's just kind of like this, and you're going to be cutting it out, aren't you, Gunur? So as we've already cut them out and we've already made them, we'll wait. So we've got already our templates, haven't we, Gunur Kaur? So that's yours, and this one's mine. So we could both be decorating them in different colors. So we're using tissue paper, and we've got lots of different colors, like these colors, lots of varieties. And so you can start decorating. And so what are you going to do for your sword?
Well, I'm going to collage it.
Are you going to collage it? And what are you going to collage it with?
Tissue paper.
And so how are you thinking of making it?
Well, I'm thinking of making little balls and sticking them on.
And maybe you could do a mosaic as well?
Yeah.
So with all different colours?
Yes.
And so while she starts decorating hers and you start decorating yours, I'll tell you a little story about Buddhaji, because that's our topic for today, isn't it? So you can start sticking and gluing, and you can as well, and I'll just tell you a little story. So Baba Buddhaji, in his childhood, he was called Buddha, and so we will call him Buddhaji for now. So he had a job. When he was 11 or 12, he had a job, and he would go to his farm and he would actually look after the cows and the buffaloes and all the animals that he had near him. So he would look after them. And after he had looked after them and after he had spent his time, he would actually go and to Guru Nanak Dev Ji, because Guru Nanak Dev Ji had a lot of people, and he would tell everybody about the rights and the wrongs of Sikhism and all these other things. And so Baba Buddhaji, then known as Buddhaji, would go there and he would listen to Guru Nanak Dev Ji and to all the things that he had to say. And Buddhaji would go every day. Sometimes he didn't even understand. Gunur, if you were 12 years old, as I'm 12 years old and, well, about to be 12, and you're 9 years old, aren't you?
Yes.
And you would have a job at that time. You would have to look after cows. And so, would you, if you didn't understand Guru Nanak Dev Ji, would you still listen to them to try and understand?
Of course.
Yes, you would. So that's exactly how Buddhaji used to go there. And then one day, because Guru Nanak Dev Ji had noticed him going there and coming, he asked him, well, Buddha, what's your name, Buddha? Because that's what they used to call a child then. So he said, why do you always come here? Do you even understand me? And he says, well, I'm Buddha. My name's Buddha, and I come here because, well, I'm scared of death. Guruji smiles, because he'd never think that a child would be scared of death. I mean, if he was an elderly person and he was around the 60s or the 70s, he would. Guru Nanak Dev Ji would say, yes, that's okay, he's scared of death. But a child scared of death, that's amazing. So that's what happened. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, well, Putra, you shouldn't be scared of death. You're only young, aren't you? You're only a child. You've still got a long way to go in life. And Buddhaji said, well, I'm scared of it because one day in our the place we live in, our village, lots of people came and they took all our crops that we had, the ripe ones and the ones that weren't even ripe, they weren't even made. They took all of them. So I thought, well, if they're taking all the ripe ones and they're taking the ones which aren't even ready yet, then that means that it's like the children getting taken as long as the adult ones. So what have you done so far, Gunuko?
Well, I've been starting to stick some pieces of
Tissue paper.
on.
Okay, sure, you can carry on, and so can you. So they kept on. So that's what Buddhaji said to Guru Nanak Dev Ji. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, well, he's got a good thought, hasn't he? I never thought that a child would speak like that. I never thought he was like so intelligent. And then Buddhaji gave another example. He said, well, do you know my mum, when she sometimes makes roti, the little wood pieces catch fire first, and then the older ones do. That's like children and adults as well, isn't that? Guruji was absolutely amazed, and he said, well, Buddhaji, you're absolutely amazing. You are so intelligent. I never thought that you would be so intelligent. So what happened? Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, well, from today, you're going to be called Baba Buddhaji, because you're not like a child, you talk like elderly people. So today you're going to be called Baba Buddhaji. And so that's just a little story about Baba Buddhaji. Lots of other things happened to Baba Buddhaji, didn't they? Like,
yeah.
what did they do?
Well,
they did lots of things, didn't they? Like swordsmanship,
horse riding.
Yes, and lots of other things. So that's what happened. So have you started to decorate?
Yes.
So that's really nice. So she's already started sticking and gluing, and you could do something like that as well and start sticking and gluing. So while you're creating yours, I'm going to tell you how to make an aluminium sword. Well, so obviously you'll need some aluminium foil. Now this is kitchen foil, but it's still the same, just like this. So what you have to do, you have to get a roll and see, well, how about this is. So if this fits over here, you need to see if it will wrap round or not. So I think I'm going to get a bit more so it will all wrap round. And then what you do, you get the scissors. And Gunu, would you like to cut the aluminium foil for me? So just over here. It's really handy to have a partner. And remember, aluminium foil is really delicate, so you have to cut it really delicately as well, and really carefully. Thank you. So here's the aluminium foil. Now, there's a shiny bit to the aluminium foil, and there's a not really shiny bit, isn't it? Well, we have to put the not really shiny bit like this. Not this one, it's the other way around. So you could wrap it all around, and it's really hard. It will take some time. You can wrap it and kind of make this shape, because aluminium foil really is good at wrapping round things. So it takes some time, but you will get to do it. So when you've done that, well, I still got a bit left, but obviously you have more time to make it. So then when you've done that, it will kind of stick on. And if it doesn't, you could put some sellotape on. So I'll just cut some sellotape and put some on. And there you go. So you've done this. Now for the craving part. So what you do, you get a sharp pencil. And could you pick your sharp pencil up as well so we could both start craving? And what you do, because this is this bit, you can like make designs on it with a sharp pencil. So I'm just going to show you an example. So if you can see from here, and if you try at home, you will be able to see how amazing it is. But I've kind of made a flower over here. And when you've started to start craving with your pencil all over, then it will look really, really nice. At the moment, you can't really see because the foil is kind of crunchy. But if you have smooth foil, then it will look really nice, wouldn't it?
Yes.
And so that's basically what you can do, and you can start craving it. And so Gunu Kaur, what have you done so far with your sword?
Well, I've started to make the top part, and I've used 3 colours, as you can see.
If you'd like to make your own swords and send it to us, then please send it on Akal channel and then Akal Kids. And we'd love to see your wonderful swords as well, wouldn't we?
Yes.
And we will reply and we'll love to see them all. And I think I'd like to carry on with mine, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And then we'd love to finish it. So I think we'll hand it over to Amanpreet Kaur and Gultar Singh with their artistic skills.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So I wish you enjoyed making a kirpan with Dibji and Gurnoor Kaur. And today with us, you're going to be making a Sikh paper chain. So they're going to have long dastars and you can design your body however you want. So we'll be teaching you how to do this. So first of all, let's explain to you what we need. So we will need scissors, a ruler, a pencil, a rubber, some colours. So I've got felt tips here and Gultar Singh's got pencil colours. We need a glue stick and we need some paper like we have here and some stuff to design it. So we've got tissue paper and you can also use paint or your colours to design the whole thing. So let's get started. So first of all, you need to make a template of what you're doing. So you need to get an A4 piece of paper and fold it in half, okay? And on this, you're going to draw however you want your person to look like. So I made one earlier, our templates, and our templates look like this. These are our people. They've got long dastars, so we can design them. A face with a nose, mouth, and eyes, and then the body there. So we're going to design this, okay? So you can use tissue papers for the dastard, felt tips, anything like I said. So the next thing you need to do to make the paper chain is get an A4 piece of paper. Now you will need your ruler for this and a pencil. So what you're going to do is, I think A4 piece of paper is about 30 centimeters long, like that. Nearly, it's just a few centimeters, a few millimeters off. So we're going to mark our paper at 10 centimeters each. So 10 centimeters is there. So mark it there, and at 20, and then that's it. So this, you've got your two little marks here and here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to score down, so you've got 3 sections. We'll just do that on the desks. And don't worry if it's not exactly straight. It doesn't need to be, because you're going to. So I've got my 3 sections like this, 1, 2, and 3. Now you're going to fold your piece of paper on this line. So I'll just show you here. So you fold it on the line. It doesn't need to be exactly on the line, it just needs to be there, somewhere near it. So folding it there, and folding it there. Okay. So I've got my 3 sections, like so, section number 1, section number 2, and section number 3. So Gultar, are you nearly there?
Yep, just got the last one.
So basically what you're going to do is fold your paper into thirds. So you've got to fold it and everything. It doesn't matter if paper's sticking out. It doesn't really matter. And you're going to get your template, put it on top. So mine, my hand sticks out a bit, but that doesn't matter because it's all going to join up together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw around this person and then we're going to cut it out. So just quickly draw around your person and then you're going to cut it out. And so our topic today is about Baba Buddha Ji. And so I'm going to be telling you 5 little facts. And the first one is that Baba Buddha Ji used to give the Guru Gaddi to the next Guru. And they gave the Guru Gaddi to Shri Guru Angad Dev Ji, Guru Amar Das Ji, Guru Ram Das Ji, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, and Shri Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji. So they had the honour to give 5 Gurus the Guru Gaddi. So look how respected they must have been at their time. And so, Gultar, have you drawn around it?
Yeah.
Okay, so once you've drawn around it, you need to cut it out. And whilst he's cutting it out, I'll tell you another bit. So at the time of Shri Guru Arjan Dev Ji, Shri Guru Arjan Dev Ji made like a Pothi Sahib, which is like a little mini Guru Granth Sahib Ji. but it was all the banis that the first 5 gurus had made until then. And do you know, Gultar Singh, who was the first Granthi of that Pothi Sahib?
It was Baba Buddha Ji.
Yes, indeed, it was Baba Buddha Ji. And so Baba Buddha Ji had so many honours like this. So he gave the Guru Gaddi to the next Guru, and he was even the first Granthi. And so after they went to Vaheguru, Baba Buddha Ji's family was very respected as well. So their sons, their great-grandsons, or their grandsons, they gave the Guru Gaddi to the next Gurus. So that's how respected they were. So I cut one earlier, and I started adding tissue paper to it. So I added tissue paper to the star, as you can see. And so once you've cut it, it will be joined like this. So this bit will be, these 2 bits here will be joined, so they all are like this. Okay? So you're going to design each person. So here I've got a theme of light blue, light green, and dark purple. So I use tissue paper to do the star. And to do the rest, you can do anything. So for the ones that we showed earlier, I used felt tips to design the rest. But you can do anything. So Gultar Singh is going to be doing that whilst I tell you some more facts about Baba Buddha Ji. So you might know that Shri Hargobind Sahib Ji got trapped in Gwalior Fort, and that they freed 52 princes with him. And we celebrate Bandi Chhor Divas for that reason in about November. And so at that time, you might know that people like Sikhs, a group of Sikhs, used to come from and go to the Gwalior Fort, do kirtan on the way, and then when they went there, they used to do parikrama around the Gwalior Fort, as they believed that their guru was inside the fort. That's why they should go around him. And what is parikrama, Gultar?
Well, do you know you see some really religious people go, when they matha take, they go around Guru Granth Sahib Ji. That's a parikrama.
Yes, it is. And so they used to do that. They used to sit in front of the Gwalior Fort. They used to do kirtan, gatha. They used to do everything to make their guru please. And then they used to, when it was kind of late, they used to go back to Amritsar. And do you know who Gultar Singh, who was in charge of all this, who took the Sikhs every time to the Gwalior Fort and back?
Yeah, it was Baba Buddha Ji.
It was Baba Buddha Ji. So Baba Buddha Ji had a lot of respect, and he had a lot of responsibilities as well. And you might know that Shri Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji was very skillful. So he was good at using the sword, he was good at riding horses, good at using a bow and arrow, and he was also good at playing gatka. And Gultar, what is gatka?
Gatka is a Sikh martial art.
And yes, it is indeed. It is our Sikh martial art. And so the person who trained Shri Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji was Baba Buddha Ji. And at that time they were about 115, maybe 120 years old. And still look how strong he was and how fit he was for his age. Because nowadays people at about 60 start saying, oh, I'm old and tired, I can't do exercise. But look at Baba Buddha Ji. They were 115 years old and still teaching other people how to do these amazing skills. Not only did Baba Buddha Ji teach Shri Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji these amazing skills, but they taught Shri Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji's army these skills. So they were very brave and they were very courageous as well. So they were very well known. But some of us might not know that much about them, because the only thing that I knew before revising about Baba Buddha Ji was that Baba Buddha Ji was the person who gave guruship to the next guru. That's all I knew about him. But hopefully after this show you will know a lot more than that. And Baba Buddha Ji has done a lot over his lifetime. Dibjit told you a story about when he was young at the time of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. And you might also know a story about Mata Ganga Ji and Baba Buddha Ji. So if you don't know that, you can search that on the internet and you can find out more about that story. So Gultar Singh, what are you doing now?
Well, I'm going to show you a technique of doing it one way with tissue paper. I've made my face, as you can see, and I've drawn lines from at the start so I can decorate it. And so what you will need is some tissue paper. All you will need to do is get your scissors, cut one strip out of it. And then it will look like this. It doesn't matter if it's too fat or too thin. What you will do is fold it in half like this, and then you'll get some glue, and you will glue the strip you want to do. So, could you glue that, please? Thank you.
There we go.
And it doesn't have to be perfect, and you just glue it on like that. And after you've done that, you have edges, so what you will do, get your scissors again. Make sure you have a helpy hander, because scissors are sharp. And you will cut the edges off, like so. And then you will have this. And you will have some flaps opening like this. And to cover those, you're going to get a glue stick, and you are just going to glue it over it, like that. And so it will glue down like that. And after that, you will start doing it all over.
Again, with a different colour. And so here's one he did earlier on. So he's used purple and black. And this time, what colours are you using now?
I'm going to use some purple and some turquoise-ish blue.
So that's very nice. And so you can design your person however you want. So the display that I showed you earlier has quite a few examples. So for this one, we use many techniques. So this is a technique that Guldar Singh showed us. This is not, it's kind of the same, but you cut it up. You don't need to fold it. You just put it on top, and then you put lines on where you think the line should be going. And then this is when you scrunch tissue paper into little balls, and then you stick it on using glue. And then, as you can see here, Guldar Singh did this one, and he did a football kit. And there's a normal person.
You could do any sport you want. You can do football, you can do netball, you can do basketball, because I like football, so I did a football kit.
So this is how you do a Sikh paper chain, and I wish you enjoyed watching the show. And let's get back together with Dibjit Kaur and Gurnoor Kaur as well.
I wish you liked our lovely creations. So what did you make?
We made Sikh paper chains.
And we made our wonderful swords. Oh yes, kirpans. And so, and Gurnoor finished hers, didn't you?
Yeah.
And it has all the decorations on, and you could make your own decorations. You don't have to do you don't have to copy. As I said at the beginning, you can do paints, you can do collaging, you can do all sorts.
You can even use sequences.
You can also use sequences, yes. And we made this, and I've finished craving mine. And obviously, you won't be able to see it from here, but when you try it yourself, you'll be able to see that it does actually work. And so I've made my sword, you've made your sword, and you've made your wonderful paper chasers. So I wish you liked our wonderful show, and I wish you try it yourself, don't you? Mm-hmm. I wish you try making your own swords, making your own kirpans, and your own paper chains. So we'll meet you again in another show. Till then, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.